Not Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Tonight's the big night. Debate number 1, presidential debate between Trump and Biden, starts at 8 o'clock Central, so that'd be 9 Eastern. At 8 o'clock Eastern time, so 7 Central.
A lot of numbers here, Joe.
6 Mountain. Yeah. Hopefully they're correct ones, though. Stu will be doing his show live. Stu Does America pre-show. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, BlazeTV will carry the debate live. That'll be on BlazeTV, Pluto, Facebook, YouTube. Pluto channel 238, by the way. They moved us from 250, I think, to 238. So don't miss that. I'll be part of that action. At 10:30, Glenn, Stu, me, Steve Dace, Dave Rubin will be reacting to the debate live. So if you're not signed up, you don't want to miss all this, go to blazetv.com, use the special promo code DEBATE, and get $20 off an annual subscription. $20 off.
So all the fun begins, at 8 o'clock Eastern time?
Yes,
with
tonight.
Stu's pregame show.
Indeed.
All right.
Which I'll also be a part of.
Oh,
so
cool.
A lot of stuff going on.
Man, you're going to be
and
here.
It's going to be a long day. Yeah, it's going to be a long
This is, woo. Good luck.
I'm excited.
You get a nap?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible I may take a nap.
I would not blame you at all.
So some of the debate topics, I think we touched on this briefly yesterday, but the Trump and Biden records will be discussed. The Supreme Court, obviously. COVID-19 will be a topic of discussion.
Never heard of it.
Really? Yeah, they've been keeping it under wraps.
Yeah.
They're trying not to make too big a deal out of it.
I should watch the news.
Yeah, you should once in a while. Every once in a while. COVID-19.
Writing that down.
Novel coronavirus. You could also look that up.
Too many words.
Okay. The economy, race and violence in our cities will be discussed for some reason. Again, I don't know why.
Again, yeah. What is that?
What are we going back to the 60s now all of a sudden? The 60s called. They want their topics back.
Yeah. That's right.
Also, the integrity of the election. Don't worry about the integrity of the election. There's nothing that could go wrong with the mail-in ballot situation. A mail-in vote. That's fine.
Oh, we're so screwed.
140,000 New York ballots mailed to people with wrong names and addresses. 140,000.
But look, Americans trust and they love the integrity of the process. Nobody is going to be nefarious. They're going to turn these ballots in or destroy them, right?
Yes.
And there's nothing bad going to come of this.
Everyone can be trusted in this country.
Sure.
Everyone. So, yeah, nothing to worry about. As far as the preparation, I guess the two candidates have gone about things in somewhat different ways. President Trump's preparation, he's dispensed with traditional formal rehearsals and scripted practices. Senior advisor Jason Miller and counselor to the president Hope Hicks feed the president flashcards and videos between stops on Air Force One. I hope this is all adequate. He's just got so much confidence in his own abilities to do things that sometimes you wonder, okay.
Just throw numbers. Just throw numbers at Joe.
That would help. Trump on studying Joe Biden, I don't want to watch, but I have an obligation, I am competing with somebody. You don't want to compete with somebody and say, I'm not going to watch my competition. His advisors stress that Trump is an atypical candidate and the nature of being president and dealing with hostile interactions with reporters are preparing him. There's probably a lot of truth to that. I mean, he's in a debate every single day with the media, with CNN and MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC. President Trump said about Biden, maybe he's going to be great at the debate. He's been doing it for 47 years. Somebody said, he won't do well at the debate. I said, I think you're wrong. He'll do fine. He's going to do fine, it's a strange thing for President Trump to say about him.
He's got to set those expectations, probably.
Yeah, I guess so. Trump also claimed he's getting help from his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
I thought he didn't like Trump. Am I wrong?
Who? Chris Christie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they've been on both sides of the fence. Okay. I think they like each other sometimes and don't
he wanted to be
like
AG,
each other so much.
Right?
Yeah, he did. And he wasn't. Yeah. So. But I guess both men are taking the role of Joe Biden during the preparation. Meanwhile, Biden's preparation is taking place both at his home in Delaware and virtually with longtime advisors and top campaign officials. Reviewing the near daily tweets President Trump tweets about Biden, his record, and his family as possible attack points.
2020.
Mm-hmm. Here's what Biden said in an interview on Saturday. The people know the president is a liar. Okay. Nobody lies more than Joe Biden. Joe Biden lies every day, too. I mean, does Trump lie? I think we've seen that. Yes. I think once in a while, he doesn't exactly tell the entire truth. Uh-huh. But Joe Biden, please, Biden, Obama, Pelosi, they're all just despicable liars. But Biden says he doesn't know how to debate the facts because he's not that smart. Casting aspersions, the pot calling the kettle. That's fascinating. He doesn't know that many facts. He doesn't know much about foreign policy. He doesn't know much about domestic policy. He doesn't know much about the details, Biden said.
Doesn't know psychology.
In the 47 years Biden has been in government, he's engaged in 11 Democratic primary debates and has defeated 24 challengers.
Okay.
In terms of what he's doing for debate prep, he's preparing for the debate, and he's looking forward to being on stage with Donald Trump next week to lay out his vision for the country and to hold Donald Trump accountable for the ways in which he has failed this country.
Okay. Well,
it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, they also his notes, his debate prep notes, Sarah Kate Klee, Pathead, those have leaked out. We actually have Joe Biden's debate prep notes, as you can see right there. I mean, he's obviously ready to tussle with the president on stage. There it is.
Reminder, you are Joe Biden and are running for president. Underneath that, orange man, bad. Answer key.
Yeah.
Hunter and Ukraine equals, come on, man. Taxes and jobs. Look, here's the deal. That's true. You know that's going to happen.
Yep.
People say you're going to raise taxes. Look, here's the deal.
Yep.
Emergency use only. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
If you get lost.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
Right.
You're from Scranton.
Okay.
You used to be vice president with Obama.
I wonder if that surprises him when he reads that. Oh, was I really?
How about that?
Oh.
I think occasionally it does surprise him.
Are you talking about President My Boss?
President My Boss was Obama, yeah. That was his alter ego, Obama.
No.
Reminders, tug on your left ear, and Chris Wallace will throw you a softball.
Oh, no.
Also, go backstage between commercials for more drugs.
No kidding.
And don't forget to tell the corn pop story.
Oh, people love that one. Yeah. I love this. Ideas. Push-up contest? Punching and slapping? Good stuff.
See if he'll run around the block with you? Maybe?
Yeah, we will.
Want to do some push-ups? I would love that.
We will we'll tweet this out. Be looking for it at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
It's funny, but it's also 100% true. You know those are his actual notes.
Yes, yeah.
You know they're the
That's
actual
a real
notes.
leak for sure. Thank you.
So, about moderator Chris Wallace tonight, we don't expect Chris or our other moderators to be fact checkers, according to the Commission on Presidential Debates. The minute the TV is off, there'll be plenty of fact checkers. That is true. But usually these moderators can't resist. Especially if they're fact checking the Republican candidate. So the debate topics were chosen by Chris Wallace. And so Chris Wallace of Fox News is somebody that President Trump is really not happy with. Really, apparently doesn't like him right now because he He has said some unflattering things about the president. He has challenged him a little bit, and so now he's on his poop list.
What's the over/under on how many personal digs Trump gives at Chris tonight, or the network even?
Oh yeah, I'm going to go with 4.
Okay.
4.
Setting it there. So 3.5. You're going over then.
I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Got some tweets here. Lots of tweets in response to our story about costing $28 billion to send a woman to the moon yesterday.
Seems high.
We were wondering why it's more expensive to send women to the moon than men. Is it, the makeup they have to bring with them? Is it their shoes? I don't know. Too many changes of clothing. It's anyway. Amy, what's her face tweets? It probably costs more to send women to the moon because she'll talk more and require way more oxygen. Another truism right there. Let's see. Also this. Are they going to have enough space for mission supplies? After all, the female astronaut can't wear the same uniform she wore the day before.
All right.
Or for that matter, the mission. So she has to pick appropriately.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's too hard. And so you got to bring a whole bunch of different space suits with you.
Right, because if the space suit from today looks too similar to the way it looked yesterday,
Exactly.
that's a problem.
And what if the spacesuit clashes with your purse? I don't know. It's completely, it's all wrong then. It's all wrong.
Does this space suit make my butt look big?
From the Steve 42. What do you want, Mary? The moon? No, I'll give it. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
For $28 billion.
You want the moon for $28 billion? What are you working for Potter now, Mary? All right. Also, some more problems. Apparently, with technology, Microsoft 365 services are coming back after a major outage. Anybody have problems with this? I didn't. Microsoft 365, though, was hit with a significant outage late Monday that affected users' access to multiple services, including Outlook.
Well, then.
Outlook always seems to have problems.
Oh, I hate it so much. Oh, I hate Outlook.
Yeah, it sucks.
It
sucks.
And every time they redesign it or upgrade it or tweak it, it gets worse. Worse and worse.
It gets worse.
It's like when your phone updates. What is it at these updates that make everything
Every time.
worse? Now, the phones is just to set you up to go buy a new one.
I try desperately to avoid the new updates on the phone because every time it's something I don't like.
Yep.
And they mess with some feature I did like, and then I don't have it anymore.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. But then you've got that annoying little alert on your screen that you can't swipe away. Mm-hmm. And so it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not updating you. I'm not updating you. You've already got enough of my money because I know what happens when I download this update. It's going to slow down the phone, screw it up, take away options I like. And the next thing you know, I'm going to be in there dropping down another $1,000 for a new one. It's a plan.
Yeah, and then sometimes it just updates anyway. I'm going to do it. I've given you enough chances. Now I'm just doing it. Well, no, wait.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yep. And then Outlook. Yeah, apparently Outlook down, affecting a lot of businesses last night.
Yeah. Apparently it's back up now.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But big outage also. Another realm last night as
911 services suffered a nationwide outage, which is weird.
People were freaking out. They were starting to think, okay, what's going on here?
Dozens of police departments in at least 14 states reported suffering temporary outages to 911 services as officials call for immediate investigation into the cause. Police departments from Nevada to Pennsylvania, Arizona to Minnesota tweeted that their 911 systems were down beginning shortly after 6:30 Eastern last night. Multiple reports have since indicated that similar outages occurred throughout Delaware, California, Ohio. The outage is impacting phone calls, text messages to 911. I didn't know you could text 911.
That's right. I saw that in the story, too. I'm thinking,
text 911?
Hey, what's up?
What?
You up?
Wow.
I mean, that is. What do you? If you've got an emergency going on, right? Are you going to be like,
Are you going to text?
oh, wait, I've got time to be like, hey, there's a burglar in my home. Send.
There's no way.
That is ridiculous,
There's no way.
man.
I've never heard of that. But I guess it exists.
Yeah, but again, is that a crime if you test it out? Because I kind of want to know. Does somebody respond like a human?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't test the 911
Then we'll
system.
never know.
You'll never know.
But what they're saying is this 911 outage.
It's connected to the Microsoft
Right,
thing,
that's
right?
what they're thinking. Yeah, so a lot of people thought maybe the purge was happening, and trust me, they're going to save that hack for after the election. Apparently, yeah, connected to the Microsoft 365. So who would have thunk it?
I don't know.
Microsoft would screw up something like that too.
Yeah, never in a million years would I think
It
Microsoft
runs so
would do
smoothly.
that.
All of their applications, never a glitch or a hiccup. It's so smooth.
It's weird how the things we mostly depend on now are all Apple. And for a while, it was all Microsoft. And it seems like Apple's completely replaced Microsoft in that regard. Because what do you use that's other than Outlook? You know, and you might have a Microsoft computer, but
Android, big time.
Android, yeah.
Yeah, and all the Google-related stuff. Yeah.
But mostly, for me, in my life, it's Apple. I got the iPad, I got the iPhone, I've got iTunes, I've got the Apple TV. I depend way more on Apple than I do Microsoft.
Are you a big user of iTunes? Like, do you listen to a lot of music?
Yeah, music, movies. Go there quite a bit.
I'm just trying to picture you
Using iTunes?
with the technology and stuff because you're Mr.
iTunes is old enough that I
Yeah.
kind of have iTunes down now. Kind of have that down.
Still got the iPod.
But I actually for music, much more Spotify.
not iPod.
No, I don't have an iPod.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Spotify, man. I'm in love with Spotify. Absolutely.
Spotify might be the greatest service in the history of the world.
It's so funny you mentioned that because I started asking a new question on my podcast at the mic, and upcoming guest is Nick Daly, who is the voice that you hear on Blaze Radio. And I asked him, what's your favorite app? And he said Spotify. I'd never thought of that until he said that. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I think that's probably mine too because it is so convenient in it, and it's just
easy, inexpensive.
Yes.
I don't understand how. I don't know why it's possible to get all that music for virtually free.
Why did I take so long to get on the Spotify train?
It took me so long.
Yeah.
In fact, I got on the Spotify train less than a year ago, probably. Less than a year. Because I was still holding out on CDs.
Yeah, that's about me. Yeah.
But once you switch to Spotify, it's like, how did I ever live without this?
It's so intuitive. Like, I tried every app, every player you can imagine for podcast and music, and you had to spell it correctly.
Yep.
You had to know everything. If you got one hyphen wrong on an artist name of these other apps, no. Spotify's like, oh.
It's the greatest invention ever in the history of mankind.
I really think it is the best app outside of the Blaze, right?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Spotify.
And then if you think of a song that you haven't heard in a really long time, in 3 seconds you have it.
Yes, you type in the
3
lyrics.
seconds,
You're like,
there
I
it is.
just know it's this.
Yes,
Got
you don't
this
even
in a
have to
song.
know the name of
I'm
the artist
telling you,
or the
man.
song.
There's some smart
crazy.
people behind Spotify. Now, they better not screw up Joe Rogan's content. Don't let those nerds back there that lean far left.
That's another thing. That story, I think we brought that up yesterday. There's a little bit of an update on it. They are now threatening an actual strike if they are not allowed to censor Joe Rogan's podcast. This is unbelievable. Now, Rogan made a deal with the CEO of the company, with the officials at Spotify, that he had complete editorial control over his show because he wasn't going to go without that. You know, if you're going to make me do a different show, I don't want to. I want to do this show, and I want to do it my way, and I don't want you telling me what to do. They agreed to all of that. And now the Spotify employees are trying to take that away? Unbelievable.
And they're threatening to strike.
Yeah. I say, bye-bye.
Those that want complete and total free speech for something like pornography.
Right.
And any kind of act you can imagine to be seen by anybody who wants to see it, want to limit a guy's political views. Screw you. Have I ever told you how much I hate Spotify? That app pisses me off. I just can't stand it. Nothing about it.
The employees suck.
Yeah.
I mean, fire up ZipRecruiter and let's just hire a new staff. True. Let them go. See ya. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye now.
Does it say how many employees are?
It doesn't.
Okay, I wonder.
No.
What a mess.
But they're pissed because of some of the guests he has on, and they shouldn't have a voice. You know, he's had Alex Jones on. He's had Gavin McInnes, Milo Yiannopoulos, Charles C. Johnson, Owen Benjamin, Carl Benjamin. You know, and they don't want those. They don't want those people heard because they're fascists. But the CEO said, look, in the case of Joe Rogan, a total of 10 meetings have been held with various groups and individuals to hear their respective concerns. Some of them want Rogan removed because of the things he's said in the past. Others have concerns specifically over a recent episode. And Joe Rogan and the episode in question have been reviewed extensively. The fact that we aren't changing our position doesn't mean we aren't listening. It just means we made a different judgment call. Now, for Rogan's part, he apparently is acquiescing a bit to the employees. He said, I effed up on the podcast with Douglas Murray and said that people got arrested lighting fires in Portland. That turns out, get this, that turns out not to be true. I was very irresponsible not looking into it before I repeated it. Okay, so I don't know when Rogan said this, but it is absolutely 100% true that people have been arrested for starting fires in Portland. Mm-hmm. One guy in particular started 7 of them. He got arrested for starting the first one. They put him in prison or in jail for a while. He made it out on bail, and he started 6 more after it. It's absolutely true. There have been arson fires in Portland. So what is he doing acquiescing to these people and apologizing for it? He said, I read one story about a guy getting arrested for lighting fires. Turned out to be true, but the other stuff I read about people getting arrested for lighting fires in Portland was not true. I repeated it without looking into it, and it was really effing stupid mistake that won't happen again. I'm sorry.
Wow. Wait, he said he apologized?
He actually apologized.
So then why can't we just let it go then if he's sorry?
Yeah, because, that's apparently not a thing anymore.
I mean,
forgiveness is not a thing anymore,
no,
Keith.
That's true.
I don't know where you're getting this forgiveness thing.
Yeah, where am I getting it? Where
are you getting that? I mean, come on. Come on, that sounds like just
I heard it on a commercial.
Stupidity.
It's like a Hallmark commercial.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right, something really cheesy, something really stupid.
Dumb.
Something that doesn't really exist.
Nothing ancient at all. No ancient text.
There've been more than one arrest. So I don't even know where he's getting this stuff. He's on solid ground saying that some of these are started by arsonists.
But we've said it before, and it's so true. The Spotify employees that want him gone, instead of just letting you decide what content you as a consumer want to listen to,
right?
Freedom of choice to the left only applies when it comes to murdering babies. Period. That's it. You're not allowed to have a choice beyond that. You're not gonna get to choose what Spotify show you listen to. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get to choose
food.
What food you can eat. Mm-hmm. What school your kid can go to.
What car you can drive.
What
form of electricity you can use. It's true. Really, that's their only choice issue is choosing to murder a baby. It's pretty despicable.
They don't want you to have the choice in healthcare. They want one size fits all from the government.
Yep.
Freedom of choice only when it comes to killing babies. It is so weird, man. It's sick.
Well, they're a death cult now.
Yes.
I mean, we've kind of established that. It's a death cult. And so anything relating to death, I think they're for it. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. BLM official was just arrested for spending $200,000 in donations on himself. Little money laundering, wire fraud situation going on. Sir Major Page, also known as Tyree Conyers Page, was arrested Friday morning in Toledo, Ohio. He's 32. He was charged with 1 count of wire fraud, 2 counts of money laundering, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Page allegedly operated a Facebook page called Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, a nonprofit organization that accepted monetary donations under the guise of using the money to fight against racial injustice. Well, do you know how important new suits are in the fight against racial injustice?
Tell me.
They're critical. They are critical.
Why?
Because you got to look good. Otherwise, nobody's going to listen to you, Keith.
I see.
So, yeah, he spent some of the money on tailored suits, food, entertainment, furniture, guns, a home security system, and he also bought a place, a residence, and an adjacent vacant lot in Toledo for $112,000. So,
Wait a minute.
all of those things you need in the fight against racial injustice.
Black Lives Matter Atlanta chapter is buying empty lots in Toledo,
Ohio, which makes perfect sense to, well, nobody. But that's why the guy's arrested, right? They couldn't really make that one work.
Were there no empty lots in Atlanta?
I don't.
Sorry, I had to really drive out of town to find that empty lot I was looking for. Oh, weird.
Very weird. Very weird.
Okay.
And $112,000 too. So
$112,000 get you an empty lot in Toledo,
I
Ohio?
guess so.
I mean, how big is this lot? Do we know?
And a residence right next door. So
What, a house
he
too?
did pretty well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd be buying in Toledo too if I knew land prices were that cheap.
He did pretty well for himself.
Oh.
Now, some of the people who made donations to Black Lives Matter don't appreciate it as much as maybe they should. But because what business is that? What business is it of theirs? What he spends the money on? Just because they thought they were giving to a cause, a racial cause that they really believe in, and he instead bought a really nice suit and a $150 tie.
Well, wait a minute. What's he doing buying a suit? Why isn't he just knocking down the glass front of an Armani
And just
store?
taking it.
Just be like, yeah, I'm taking this. It's this is what we call social justice 2020 style.
It's a really good question.
What is he doing spending? That's what he's got a paper trail. Whereas if he just loots it, no one's ever gonna know the wiser. Oh, come on.
What a dummy.
He is dumb.
They should remove him from the leadership of BLM of Greater Atlanta just for that.
Just for buying a suit.
Just for that.
And for buying property in Ohio.
Also, some black pastors are a little pissed off at Kamala Harris because she's been praising the BLM founders. This is amazing. Kamala Harris, do we have the video ready? Okay, here she is talking about the Black Lives Matter founders.
So speaking of justice, I know that you attended at least one that I know of, one where you were caught, a BLM protest, kind of incognito, and you went to just stand in solidarity. How does that compare, right, to the way Donald Trump talks about Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization? What do you say back to maybe some of his supporters and folks who are confused about what BLM actually stands for and what it means?
Pause it for a second. Okay, Puddin', you're the one who's confused here about what Black Lives Matter stands for, okay? Because they spelled it out pretty clearly on their website. Now, they've since taken some of that down. It doesn't mean they don't still believe all of it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put it there in the first place. And they still admit to being Marxists.
We are trained Marxists.
I'm sorry, what?
We are trained Marxists.
Trained Marxists?
We are trained Marxists.
Huh. Okay, so we will get to Kamala's response to this coming up in a second. But this is agonizing. I get so tired of these people who say that we're the ones who are confused. We're the ones who don't understand the situation. When we're the ones who have actually listened to the things they've said and read the things that they believe. And then we continue to hear from the airheads. I wish people would understand. It's not about that. Yeah, it is. We'll get into it. And Kamala's response, which is amazing, coming up. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. From Publius, we get the reason it costs more to send a woman to space is because they had to make the spaceship automatic. She didn't know how to drive a manual. That makes sense.
I mean,
They took the clutch out. That's good.
and
the stick shift.
the spaceship I would need to
me too.
take up there. Be honest with you.
From Northwest BYU fan. Welcome, fellow Cougar fan. By the way, speaking of the Cougars, I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing all these articles. Coach Kalani did the right thing, taking a knee inside the 5-yard line and deciding not to score another touchdown.
Oh no, I hated it when Tom Osborne used to do that.
Like, especially now when they've got this inferior schedule. They need to crush these. Every team they play, they have to destroy, and so 55-7 looks way better than 48-7.
Sure does.
And he doesn't. He just won't do it. He took a knee inside the 5 against Navy. It could have been 63-3. I guess 62-3 is what it would have been.
I miss those days.
It could have been 55-7 instead of 48-7 against Troy. Stop taking a knee inside the 5. Stop it.
I remember when we were up like 77-7 on Iowa State or something, and the fourth stringers were in. Was it Willie Miller? Some fourth-string fullback.
This is in the 90s?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
They were good in the 90s.
Get down to the 2-yard line with 2 minutes left. You're like, no, not
Go for 84.
What are you doing?
84-7 would look so good.
Fourth stringers need a moment of glory? Come on.
That's the other thing, too. Because, did the goal of the game change now because you're way ahead? No! You're still supposed to score. I guess we're the only ones who feel that way. It's poor sportsmanship.
Run it up, baby.
Yes.
Always.
And because it does make a difference. It does, and they've got very little to play for this year other than a New Year's Six bowl game or, the playoffs.
Yeah, and you think Georgia Tech didn't pull back 100 years ago, right, when they scored 212 points?
222. It was 222 to
222
nothing.
Over Cumberland.
Yeah.
They did not pull back the throttle.
I mean
listen.
That's scoring on almost every play and almost every one of your opponent's plays. That's just unreal.
Oh, you don't get those days back.
Apparently I was just reading about that a while ago. Looks like that was in part a revenge thing for Cumberland beating Georgia Tech like 32-1 in baseball or something. And so it was a little payback.
Oh, because you're not supposed to swing at a 3-0 pitch. Isn't that right, Texas Rangers?
Right.
So anyway,
that's another thing.
Lesson learned. 1916, that game was played.
Jeez, that's amazing.
222 to nothing.
It was interesting to note too at the BYU football game against Troy, the play-by-play announcers and the play-by-play and color commentator did the broadcast from their houses.
Yeah, I'm over that.
They were at home, not in the stadium. Can we stop with that, maybe? You see everywhere around the country, people are in the broadcast booth now, and they have their sideline reporter actually on the sideline, which they did Saturday as well. The two wuss cake broadcasters couldn't be at the stadium, but the sideline reporter was. Why is it okay for her to subject herself to COVID-19, but not the two lumps who are broadcasting the game?
And they're seeing what you're seeing on TV.
Exactly right.
They can't give you any analysis, and it's particularly difficult with baseball because if they're down along the fence or something trying to catch a foul ball, they can't see. If the camera guy can't see it, they can't see it.
Such a weird thing.
And Kirk Herbstreit, of course, is like, yeah, so I may have been exposed to COVID-19, and I tested negative twice.
But I'm home.
Yeah, I'm going to stay home. And I mean, he telegraphed this in March when he was the first person to say there shouldn't be a college football season.
Yeah.
Dude had something on the calendar 6 months ago, I contend.
I think so, too.
He had a wedding or something.
I mean, I love Kirk Herbstreit, but that's ridiculous. Get to the game, okay? If you're going to do the game, go to the game. Be there. Aloha. All right. Anyway, Northwest BYU fan sent us off into several tangents. Microsoft must be running out of California. No wonder why they're having outage problems.
Oh, close enough. Redmond, Washington, yeah.
Pink Floyd 53. If we could see a reflection of Joe's teleprompter tonight, it would show a little bouncing ball. Would it show a little bouncing ball in the words?
Oh, no.
I'd love to see that. Yep. I mean, they got to hook something up for him, right? He's got to have something in his ear. Somebody's telling him what to say. I don't know, but we'll see. From Carl Smith, I suggest a new debate rule. No questions or answers can exceed 280 characters.
Trump wins.
DMXDM, Microsoft 365. No, thank you. I'm not paying those thieves a monthly fee to use something I already own. I'll cling to my student copy of Office 2010 until it stops working. And it's dang expensive, too. What are those? $200-$300?
Yeah.
For the Office
suite? And it's
suite?
got like half of the Office suite
Super
things you don't
expensive.
even use.
Right. Never once have I used about 80% of them.
What are some of the, what's the one I'm thinking of? I don't know. Rob, get in my ear here. What are some of the Microsoft Suite
Let's
programs?
Look. We got Microsoft Edge, Microsoft News,
what is
Microsoft Tools, Microsoft Desktop, Microsoft Collection, Solitaire Collection,
Oh, wait.
Microsoft Store, Microsoft Whiteboard. Never used that. I think those are all part of the suite.
I'm never
they?
giving a PowerPoint presentation.
Jeez.
I'm not doing that. You use Word,
Yes, I use Word.
Outlook, because
Yes.
you're compelled to.
Because I have to.
And Excel.
Yeah, and I rarely use Excel. I mean,
And that, yeah,
what do I
me
need
too.
that
That's
for?
why you got Google Docs.
Exactly. So they can track us and they can
Yeah.
watch everything we say.
And they
talk
own
about.
everything you put on there.
Yeah, which is
It
great.
works out. Everybody's happy, right?
All right. From Keystone Pig, you mean you don't like the new updates that help your cell phone contact trace you and report your movements to the government?
That's what's happening now.
That's what we mean, yeah. We're kind of picky that way. Petty Officer America, text to police. Help, I've been stabbed, and I can't find the emoji for rolling on the floor dying.
That's fun.
That's because of the texting 911 thing. I like that. That's funny.
If we only had gotten his text, we would have known what was going on in the house.
Help, I've been stabbed, and I can't find the emoji for rolling on the floor, dying, bleeding to death.
You misspelled "come save me," and so we didn't quite follow. We just
we didn't know.
disregarded.
Couldn't
the
figure it
text.
out.
Yeah.
Carolina Bulldog, the guy that runs Microsoft wants to give you a vaccine. Think about that for a minute. Yeah. Although, I will say Bill Gates does not run Microsoft anymore. It's been a while since he's done that. Pepe Delecto 18, I like to record presidential debates and watch them 2 years later. Could you please give me a warning if you plan on spoiling it for me tomorrow morning?
Cody?
That's a little shot at Cody because of the football thing.
I haven't heard back from him yet, by the way. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Rob
Warning.
down the hall.
The following segment contains spoilers for tonight's presidential debate. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. And so we'll need one for tomorrow that says for last night's presidential debate. That way Cody can hit pause on his BlazeTV subscription, watch the debate, then come back.
By the way, for movies that are 30 to 40 years old, there will be spoilers. Maybe we should put up a spoiler for those too when we talk about Star Wars from 1981.
Hold on. Sad story over the weekend. Gail Sayers passed away.
Oh yeah.
I hated to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, I still haven't seen Brian's song. I wonder how that one ends. I still haven't seen it because you love it.
I do love it.
I mean, you love it.
Yeah.
I've not seen a nanosecond of it. But when that news broke this weekend, it reminded me yet again. Because isn't that about Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers?
Yes, it is.
I gotta go watch that. Right?
Yeah, I think it's the 1965 season.
Yeah, it is.
65, 66-ish. Paul Tertellus tweets, careful, Spotify may have a problem with your podcast next. No kidding. That's true. Hiking with LJ. Complaints started after he invited Trump on his show.
Oh,
that's the unforgivable sin. Oh, so
Rogan
had Trump on?
No, he invited him and
just
Biden to do a
invited.
debate with him as the moderator.
That's right.
You can't be giving airtime
right.
to President Trump.
These people
They'll come after you. He's right.
are so pathetic. All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts. Most recently, sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. Started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic. It was followed by violent riots, looting, and now they're threatening violence over filling the vacant seat on the Supreme Court. What's the election going to be like? Well, there is something you can do not to fund all of this stuff, and that's to switch to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is a conservative company, and they share your values. They will not send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or to fund Planned Parenthood and their destruction of America's babies. Get the same nationwide coverage and support a company that loves America, shares your values, supports our police departments and our police. They make it easy to switch, too. You can keep your phone number. You can bring your phone into the new deal or buy a new one, whatever you want to do. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code PAT. Just go to patriotmobile.com/PAT or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more, so make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So you just heard from your wife about Brian's song?
I guess I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I guess.
But it must not have made much of an impression on you.
It says we were not moved.
Really?
It was okay.
What? Oh, wow.
Sorry. I don't remember.
That's
seeing
heresy.
It. Really?
It's heresy.
Really? So now you're mad?
Yeah, now I'm pissed.
So we're fighting?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Apparently.
Okay.
Actually, I saw it, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Really excited to see it again because I hadn't seen it in a long time. It doesn't hold up quite as well as it did in the 1970s and 80s. I mean, it's from 1970. I was 10 years old when it first came out. Warning. The following segment contains spoilers for the thing.
Yeah, just heads up, Cody. We're going to ruin a 50-year-old movie for you here. Okay.
All right.
So anyway, so Brian dies, right?
Anyway, yes, Brian Piccolo died.
Okay. Now you can turn your TV
Spoiler
back up.
alert, he got cancer and he died. Really sad.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing was it was like an ebony and ivory story. It was
Okay, it's when America needed some racial healing.
That's right.
Like you said when the show started, the 1960s called.
Right, they want their
debate topics back. Okay.
So you had your white guy from Wake Forest and you had your black guy from Kansas, and yet they got along.
I don't remember this at all.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently I saw it in Houston.
Do you remember him standing up and the Bears forcing Brian Piccolo to sing the Wake Forest fight song? You don't remember any of that? No? Okay.
I must have just completely either blacked out, which is a distinct possibility, but it's more likely it was so bad that I just wrote it off.
Okay. Well, it's possible, I suppose.
I'm going to go back and watch it, though, okay?
All right, do it.
All right, fresh eyes.
And I'll do the same.
Okay.
And
with what?
we'll see if it holds up.
You're going to do the same with what? Do I get to pick a movie now for you to watch? Major
No, I'm
League?
going to watch Brian's song.
You're going to go watch Major League. It's October coming up,
Major
baseball.
League. I've seen Major League.
Oh, watch it again because it's awesome.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
888-900-3393. Also add Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So the debate tonight, pretty excited about the debate. They had, there was a little interview with Joe Biden and Jake Tapper. And Tapper wanted to get, I guess he wanted to ask a few difficult questions of Joe Biden, at least. And she just shuts him down. I love this new tactic of the left. I'm just not going to answer your question. Pelosi does it. Joe Biden does it. And check out Jill Biden and her response to Jake Tapper when he asks her about Joe's gaffes.
Wait, we have that video?
Don't we have that?
I don't know that video. I'm personally not familiar with that.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Did I not? All right. Well, I must have it
you have
over
audio?
here. I
Okay.
got it here.
That's good.
It's just not off. So you won't be watching it, but you will be hearing it.
Okay.
Your husband has been known to make the occasional gaffe.
Oh, you can't even go there. You can, after Donald Trump, you
Well, that's what I
cannot
want.
even say the word
I can't
gaffe.
even say the word gaffe.
What?
Nope.
But you not
Nope.
even,
Done. It's gone.
the gaffe issue is over because
Over. So over.
No, I'm sorry. You don't get to decide that. The American people do. What a terrible job by Jake Tapper there. He just shuts down. Okay, yeah, then I guess I can't.
Are you for real?
I can't ask you that? Wait, I can't ask about the gaffes of the man who wants to be president of the United States. He's your husband, and he screws up all the time. And you're telling me because of Donald Trump, you're not going to answer a question that is at least equally applied to you, but we all know way more so important from you because the guy has something radically wrong with him. And then she just shuts him down. Nope, I'm not answering it. No, you can't even ask me that question. You can't even use that word. Shut up.
No kidding. Just think about that. If you had a potential employee just ring a cash register or something like that, and they lost their train of thought and were out to lunch as often as he is, would you want that person in charge of a cash register? This guy wants to be leader of the free world, and we don't have a right to ask that question, Joe?
Right. It's unbelievable. I mean, it is. Listen to this again. It's only 19 seconds.
Your husband has been known to make the occasional gaffe.
Oh, you can't even go there. You can, after Donald Trump, you
unbelievable.
cannot
That's what I want.
even say the word
I can't even say the word gaffe.
Nope.
But you not.
Nope.
But you're
Done.
not.
It's gone.
The gaffe issue is over because
Over. So over.
No, again, you're not the one who decides that, Puddin'. Wow. Really bad. Really bad. And speaking of which, we still haven't gotten back to the Kamala Harris clip,
right.
which is also really, really bad. We'll do that in a minute here, in a couple of minutes, and finish up with that. But this precedent they're setting with Biden, no, I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that. Well, wait a minute. You're running for president. How about we decide what you answer, what we expect to hear from you, rather than you decide what to tell us? And if that's not the case, then you certainly shouldn't be elected for office. I mean, you are running for president of the United States of America. There's a lot of things we got to know about you. And your relationship with Ukraine and your son's dealings with Ukraine and China and your son's dealings with China and all of your gaffes and your obvious early onset dementia. We've got to talk about these things. You can't be telling us, no, I'm refusing to answer anything I don't want to answer. Wow. What dangerous precedent that is. Welcome. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Lynn tweets drinking game for every wrong number that Biden says tonight. Okay.
Oh, you'll be on the floor in 5 minutes.
You could die of alcohol poisoning.
Before the first commercial break.
Could be ugly. Newton's Flaw tweets, Microsoft has whiteboard, not blackboard? Racists.
Thank you.
I've seen your hernia. I can't wait for Apple, Samsung, and others to make their phone updates mandatory in order for your phone to turn on again. They'll simply install them for you. Who do they think they are? Congress? Yeah, that probably is coming. The Larky Farkin. Biden's wife is so embarrassed by her husband, she won't even attempt to make an excuse, no matter how lame of one. And get off my lawn. Am I confused, or is the only piece of evidence that Keith saw Brian's song that his wife told him he did? No, it sounds pretty accurate, actually.
That's where we're at.
Sounds pretty accurate.
So,
by the way, tonight is the first presidential debate. BlazeTV special coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 7 o'clock with Stu's show. Stu does America pre-show. I'll be a part of that. I think Glenn's on. Then BlazeTV will carry the debate live. BlazeTV, Pluto TV, Facebook, YouTube. It's going to be everywhere. And so just pick your platform and be there with us. Should be a lot of fun. We're doing a Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of thing.
that'll be fun.
And then afterwards, 10:30, the Glenn, Stu, Pat, Steve Dace, Dave Rubin will be reacting to the debate live. So use a special promo code. If you're not a subscriber, become one.
You're not going home, are you, tonight? You're going to just stay here, sleep?
Yeah, just we'll see. I don't know, but I'm glad you're concerned.
I'm a little concerned. I mean,
Appreciate
you're the host of the show.
Appreciate it.
I'm the producer. I'm a little concerned about your sleeping arrangements tonight. And there's a couch I can see right out here in the hallway that's probably going to be comfy enough for you.
Oh, you know that's clean as can be, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a single bed bug in that.
Oh.
Not a single one.
I can rustle you up a blanket, too, if you want. Remember when we shot that Braz thing in here?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So disgusting.
What people don't realize is that the videos we took with that, we found like U-Haul, like blankets that you would put around mirrors and stuff. Those were so nasty. I didn't tell you at the time. There was like dead,
spiders.
Yeah, dead cricket legs and stuff on it, and it was really
cockroaches.
It was as gross as it looked on the video.
I mean, almost a sterile environment is what we've got going here. Just we actually have a staff, a cleanup staff.
Yeah.
For a 100,000 square foot building, we have a staff of one.
Well, I mean, look, she takes.
So it's not like she has her work cut out for her at all.
Yeah, shout out to Claudia. She takes great care of the offices and
she
stuff.
Does.
But this is over in like a prop area where there's just.
And I mean, come on, this building is too big for one person to deal with. It's just I mean, you can't. There's no way to do it. There's just no way. You need a staff, but we don't have one. So that's why. And then in the back, that stuff hasn't been touched.
That's
forever.
what I'm saying. You have no reason to send a cleaning crew to the prop cage.
Right, no way.
And there's a lot of decades accumulated back there. It's like a crypt, man.
Yeah. Yep. Who knows what diseases lurk back there? Oof, nasty. Anyway, use the special promo code DEBATE to get $20 off an annual subscription. If you're not a member yet, you can watch for free at blazetv.com/YouTube. blazetv.com/YouTube. Join blazetv.com with the code DEBATE for $20 off tonight. All right, let's get back to the Kamala Harris clip that we started, 35 minutes ago and didn't quite get to. Let's start from the beginning again because this is amazing. She's praising the Black Lives Matter founders. The founders who claim to be Marxists, who are proud of being Marxists, and, they have taken down from the website the destruction of the nuclear family, but that doesn't mean that that's not still a goal. That just means they got too much flack for that. That means that's something they can't defend. Okay, I guess the American people weren't ready for that part, so we'll just keep that quiet. Take that down. Take that part down. And they left everything else up. But here's her defense of Black Lives Matter's founders.
So speaking of justice, I know that you attended at least one that I know of, one where you were caught, a BLM protest, kind of incognito, and you went to to stand in solidarity. How does that compare, right, to the way Donald Trump talks about Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization? What do you say back to maybe some of his supporters and folks who are
I say he's right
about what BLM
That's what I say.
Actually stands for and what it means, especially with given the fact that Patrice and Opal and Alicia were on the front page or the cover of Time magazine as
what does that mean?
100 women or 100 people now are changing the world.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. And good for Time magazine for doing that because they have. And the brilliance and the impact of Black Lives Matter.
Brilliance.
And their brilliance in conceiving it.
Right.
History is going to show was an inflection
point. The downfall of America.
In the ongoing fight for justice, to your point, and to reform the criminal justice system and America's criminal justice system. I actually believe, as a former prosecutor, that Black Lives Matter has been the most significant agent for change within the criminal justice system because it has been a counterforce to the force within the system that is so grounded in status quo and in its own traditions, many of which have been harmful and have been discriminatory in the way that they've been enforced.
Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, their brilliance in starting this Marxist group that wants to destroy the traditional nuclear family. Yeah, that's great. History will look on that with a great deal of curiosity, I think, for how Americans could have caved into a movement like that. How Americans could have given up their freedom and could have given up the principles that made it the greatest country in the history of the world and then caved into Marxist theology here. Ideology and theology, because this become a theological movement. They've taken Marxism and mixed it with religion in Central America and have come up with the, what do they call that? Salvation, the collective salvation theory.
Yeah.
And here is a vice presidential candidate praising them up and down for their Marxist principles.
We are trained Marxists.
That is one of the founders, Patrisse Cullors, admitting that they're Marxists. They're trained Marxists. They're also lesbians who apparently don't like the traditional family unit. And they wanted to tear that down. They wanted to disrupt the traditional family unit. Now, that became somewhat of a problem for them because I think most right-thinking human beings still believe the family unit to be pretty important in civilization. And so they removed that part because that part was indefensible. I guess they think they can still take down capitalism because they can spin that as something evil that just isn't working. But they couldn't defend the fact that they want to take down the traditional family unit.
Yeah, and that group, Kamala Harris, who wants to be your next vice president, she didn't just throw away the word brilliance there. She used it twice.
Yeah, yes. She really meant it.
Yeah.
And she's sticking by it. I mean, that's incredible. That's really incredible. And this could be your vice president, and actually could be your president very shortly. Within a year, she could be president of the United States if Joe Biden is elected. That's chilling. It's absolutely chilling. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We gotta stand up against this stuff. We have to take a stand now. We have to raise our voices, talk to our neighbors, try to convince those who can be convinced. I mean, there are people who you're not going to make any headway with, and you might as well just not bother on them. But those who have an open mind, still those who can be persuaded, we need to make every effort to persuade them.
And if you find a mail-in ballot, you of course want to turn it in to the authorities, right?
That's exactly right.
Like if it's not yours, you'll want to make sure that you hand it over to your local elections office.
Because you don't want to commit election fraud.
No, you wouldn't want to counter what's happening on the other side. You want to do the right thing, right, Pat?
Oh, right. That's right. Yes.
Turn it in if you find someone else's ballot.
NBC News article here about mail theft surging in the United States. Postal inspectors don't know if it is. One day in January, a pair of thieves in black ski masks drove into a restricted area behind a post office in Phoenix. They jumped out of their car, snatched several trays of mail that had been dropped off, and sped away. Mm-hmm. Over 6 days in early April, thieves in New York City stole several bags of mail from a carrier cart, swiped packages from a postal service truck. This is a federal offense, people. What are you doing here? What are you doing?
What do you think is worse, stealing mail or ripping the tag off a mattress?
The tag. Yeah. The tag off the mattress.
There's no question.
Can't do that.
Okay, that was a trick question.
And made off with an entire push cart filled with mail near the famed Grand Central Station in a city outside Seattle. Mail has been stolen so many times at a sprawling apartment complex that carriers avoid leaving unemployment, and Social Security checks.
I mean, this is happening everywhere, and they don't know how to stop it.
It's accelerated to the point now where it's insane, according to Jack Huster, Post Office Supervisor, Federal Way, Washington. The Postal Inspection Service data showed that the mail theft reports soared by 600% over the past 3 years. Oh. It went from 25,000 in 2017 to roughly 177,000 by August 24th of this year. And they don't know why, really. I mean, because it began before all the talk about the mail-in election.
Yeah, but see, now thieves, though.
They knew.
They've got honor, right? Mm-hmm. Honor among thieves. They're going to see the sacred ballots and be like, whoa, hands off that batch, guys. We're not touching that.
Yeah, we can't mess with a U.S. election. Don't even think about messing with a U.S. election.
Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow.
You just steal the Social Security checks. That'll be fine. They don't need those. But don't mess with the ballot. Yeah, that'll happen.
Uh-huh.
Anti-Trump postal workers in GOP neighborhoods are throwing mail-in ballots in the garbage. Oh, good.
Wait, we just said
But this can't happen, right?
Doesn't happen in America.
The Democrats say this is just nonsense. This can't happen.
It's not like the postal carrier union is behind Joe Biden officially.
No, it is like that. It is actually like that. But a Democrat operative says the U.S. Postal Service workers who despise Trump will sometimes help election fraudsters by throwing in the garbage mail-in ballots from Republican-heavy neighborhoods. Last month, a Democrat operative told the New York Post's John Levine a number of stories in which insiders like him led teams of fraudsters to commit election fraud by paying off homeless voters and taking advantage of the elderly, posing as registered voters, and printing up fake ballots. One notable tactic, according to the operative, is how insiders will use USPS workers to help sway election results. You have a postman who's a rabid anti-Trump guy, and he's working in, let's say, Bedminster or some Republican stronghold. He could take those ballots, the filled-in ballots, and knowing 95% are going to a Republican, he could just throw those in the garbage. In some cases, mail carriers were members of his work crew and would sift ballots from the mail and hand them over to the operative. And then he could do whatever he wanted with them.
This is not.
But see, this doesn't happen according to Democrats.
Nah,
this is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. What you don't want people having access to vote? What's your problem?
You're just trying to suppress the vote, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yep.
Investigators have recovered 9 ballots at this time. 9.
Yeah.
So that's not going to, that probably won't sway the election.
No, but that's just one that was found.
Mm-hmm. Some of those ballots can be attributed to specific voters and some can't. Of the 9 ballots that were discarded and then recovered, 7 were cast for Donald Trump. 2 of the discarded ballots had been resealed inside their appropriate envelopes and mailed in. Okay, well, there's nothing to worry about here.
Seriously, I don't know.
This is why when the early election, when the early voting starts, I'm going to the early voting, and I'm going to vote and take my ballot and definitely either push the button to know that it was sent through, or take the paper ballot and put it in the ballot box myself.
And then go home and fill out your mail-in ballot just for practice, for next time. Because you want to make sure you stay.
Exactly.
You don't want to get rusty between elections.
Right. And then just keep it there at home.
Sure.
Handy.
We are a stupid, dumb, ridiculous, dumb, stupid, dumb society. Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing else going on in the world, right? It's not like what happened in Texas. What's the headline again? What's that headline here in Texas? I think you put it right there in front of you. No, we got more.
Biden's Texas political director is accused of illegal ballot harvesting.
Oh, okay. Wow.
At the Texas Supreme Court.
Okay, but it's not like James O'Keefe has people on the record saying that they take money to fill out ballots. Democrats.
Actually, he does.
Okay.
I don't know about the O'Keefe stuff. I always hesitate to talk about the O'Keefe stuff because it never goes anywhere. He does these reports. He shows this fraud. He shows illegality over and over and like the Planned Parenthood thing.
Yeah.
They were selling body parts, which is illegal. They're selling baby body parts, and it went nowhere. Nobody cared. It's James O'Keefe. Don't worry about it. Same thing's going to happen with this. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about Scoremaster. Did you know that the average American has 97 points they can add to their credit score? They have no idea how to get them, of course, but Scoremaster does. It's the new credit science that super boosts your credit score. You know how much 97 points could help you? A ton. Forget raising your score just a few points. That is really weak and doesn't help you at all. The average Scoremaster user raises their credit score 61 points in 20 days or less. So let's say your credit score is in the high 500s to mid 600s when you buy a new car. If you'd gone to Scoremaster first and raised your credit score just the average 61 points our listeners get, you could have saved $9,000 on your car loan. And if you'd gone to Scoremaster before applying for a home loan and raised your score just the average 61 points our listeners get, you could have saved almost $100,000 on the life of your loan. So, Scoremaster, it'll put you in control of your financial situation, not the banks. You enroll in just minutes, and they'll show you how many plus points they can add to your credit score. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat. Thanks for being with us. Got a few tweets here from Comrade Snoobage. But we were just talking about how the James O'Keefe videos, even though, I mean, there's serious substance to almost all of them. They pretty much go nowhere. I'm not sure why that is. I think they just discount everything that comes from, they call it fake. And it's not. Oh, that was taken out of context. Why? Because you didn't show 8 days of their life? Come on. So, Comrade Snoobage. But, Pat, the Planned Parenthood videos did go somewhere. They charged the people who filmed the videos with crimes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. My fat cat, Jeffy, tweets, how does a potential FLOTUS get to tell us what we can and can't talk about? Or more menacing, what the press can and can't talk about? Yeah, it's despicable. And Jake Tapper should not have allowed that. He should have said, look, the American people have a right to hear your thoughts. They have a right to hear what's going on with your husband. He screws up so much and so often, and it's so apparent that something's wrong. You really need to answer that. Putin on a Ritz, U.S., or Putin on a Ritz, us, tweets. Now I'm convinced that the only reason the Dems are going through with the debate is because they want to set Trump up for an elder abuse claim. Nothing else makes sense. Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. Corey Paw, has Joe chosen Despacito as his walk-on music for the debate?
I can't wait.
Let's see. Oh, when Bill Maher goes bad. And we had an example, I think, just last week of Bill Maher going good, right? And now
we go back and forth,
yeah,
right?
Now it's the other way around. Jeez. He's attacking Trump's pick, well, because one of the things that is a Bill Maher trait, he hates religion. He especially hates Christianity. Well, no, he hates Islam, too. But he does hate anybody who's really seriously Christian.
Yeah.
Here's what he had to say about the pick.
But apparently the pick is going to be this Amy Comey. We'll all be saying this name a lot, I'm sure, because she's a nut.
What about her as a nut?
I was right about that one, too. Amy.
There it is.
Sorry.
Religion. He said it.
Amy Comey Barrett, Catholic.
Still didn't
really
get it right.
Catholic. I mean, really, really Catholic.
So?
Okay, and?
What?
So what?
My goodness.
You know, he's disturbed by the fact that she's Catholic and she has 7 children. Now, 2 of those children were adopted from Haiti. So 5 of them are biological. 2 are adopted from Haiti.
Well, that's colonialism.
Yeah, right.
That's what
true.
That's the
White
argument.
privilege and colonialism. Yeah, that's a good point. And one has special needs. So, yeah, what a terrible person. What a stinking nut to take that on. What a nut.
Saving 2 kids from certain poverty.
Abject poverty.
And early death.
Yeah.
Man, you must hate black kids.
Wow. Brought them into a family where they're raised in an upscale family environment with 2 parents who absolutely love them and take care of them and give them what they need, meet their needs and then some.
Yeah.
Whereas that would not have happened otherwise.
You should have left them to starve if you really cared.
Yeah, if you really cared. If you weren't a colonialist.
Right?
This white privilege, man, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Plus, what kind of person is actually really Catholic like she is? What a nut.
Wait, did you say really Catholic?
Yeah, because I can tolerate you if you're Catholic, but you don't believe in any of it. You know, you just go because it's tradition and you feel like you'll go to hell if you don't. And so you go every once in a while, you know, like on the high holy days, maybe Easter, maybe Christmas.
But what if
I can tolerate that.
Really, really, really Catholic, as Bill Maher described her. No, so
then you're just an absolute effing nut. Okay?
That's exactly what he said.
That's what he said.
If you believe in your faith, you're an effing nut.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's just too stupid to even get pissed about. That's so stupid.
That's a good quote. That's too stupid to even get pissed about.
Come on. It's just
2020.
Asinine. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Well, Americans are getting tired of a couple of things. One, COVID-19 restrictions. I think we're getting totally fed up with it. And it's about to get worse, I'm afraid, because you got the whole, it's getting so much worse. We got the second wave now. In fact, it's already here. It's already here. The second wave's already here. It's a wave. The second one. A wave that's bigger than the first. That's how big the second wave is. It's a bigger wave than the first wave was. Look how big this wave is. It's a second wave. We already had one. Now here's a second wave.
I'm still waiting for the first one, actually, because you take out comorbidities. What are we down to? Under 10,000?
Yeah.
That died from COVID-19 alone?
Yes. Now, some of the others may have died with the COVID, but if they didn't have the other thing, I don't know.
It's not the global pandemic you are led to believe.
Yes. Can we all agree it's been played up a little bit too much? I think there's a lot of people who wouldn't agree with that. But I think it's been played up a little more than it should have been. And now this second wave is like, okay, come on. It's already here was the big screaming headline last night. It's already here. The fall wave is already here. So I think we're sick and tired of that. We're tired of the masks. We're tired of the social distancing, tired of the change of our lives and the disruption and the closures and people going out of business. The other thing we're getting sick of, the rioting. Okay, they were even willing to say, all right, yeah, I guess, you've got a point to be made and you should make it. You should make that point. I'm not sure I love the looting. I don't love the violence, but yes, Black Lives Matter. Okay, we all agree Black Lives Matter. Well, a new poll shows support for the protests like those engulfing Louisville right now. Louisville, Kentucky. Tonight in Louisville, following a grand jury. In Louisville, Kentucky today, following a grand jury decision in the Breonna Taylor case. It's fallen from a peak reached soon after the death of George Floyd to pretty low levels now. Associated Press, Nork Center for Public Affairs Research finds 44% of Americans disapprove of protests in response to police violence. 39% approve. So it's 44 disapprove, 39% approve. Approve is underwater now. Thank heaven. In June, 54% of us approved of the protests. Now, this guy in Illinois, Dave Hipelius, says, I was supportive back in June, but after seeing everything up until now, I'm almost dead against them. The poll also found 35% of white Americans approve of the protest now, 50% disapprove. So it's 50 to 30 against. In June, 53% of white Americans approved of the protests. Only 34% disapproved. Now with Latinos, 31% approved compared to it was 44% in June. It's gone from 44 to 31. 63% of black Americans support the protests. Pretty high number, but it's down from 81 in June. 81 to 63 now. So everybody across the board, all racial backgrounds, losing support for this protest. We're tired of it. Okay, stop it. And certainly stop ruining people's businesses. Stop hassling people in restaurants. Stop getting in people's faces. Stop surrounding their vehicles and don't hold up traffic. I mean, how can you support them when they're doing all of that stuff?
Yep.
You can't.
It's the same side of the political spectrum that wants everyone to have health insurance. Well, if you're destroying businesses, then you're destroying jobs and people's access to health insurance. Same thing with the lockdowns. The longer you lock down companies from being able to have consumers come in and buy their products.
Mm-hmm.
You're forcing people out of jobs.
Yeah.
Then they're off the healthcare rolls. Ta-da! Good job.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know how you expect to win friends and influence people in a positive way with what they're doing. Also, yesterday, this is kind of weird. Joe Biden apparently, he lies about everything. He's actually lying about the college he attended now. This is kind of weird because it's pretty easy to check. But here he is lying about the college he attended.
I got started out of an HBCU, Delaware State. Now, I don't want to hear anything negative about Delaware State here, okay? They're my folks. But all kidding aside. The fact is that HBCUs are in trouble financially.
Historically black
colleges.
And universities.
Yeah, HBCUs is historically black college.
He says he went to Delaware State.
He started at Delaware State. Let's listen to the very beginning of that again to make sure. But he said, I think he said he started at Delaware.
I got started out of an HBCU, Delaware State. Now, I don't want to hear anything negative about Delaware State here, okay?
He started at Delaware State. Except for no, he didn't start at Delaware State.
No.
What are you talking about, man? What?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. What are you talking about, man?
Gee.
I got started at Delaware. He's just pandering to blacks.
He realizes that he's not black, right? Maybe he may not, actually. Joe Biden may not realize.
Wait, okay, you went to an all-black college?
That's odd. We would have
remembered that. That is really
that.
strange, because you would have really stood out. Yeah, and I think people would have remembered. Back in the 60s, especially, when you went to college, okay, what would that have been? He was, let's see, he went to Congress
we know it was
at 29.
Has to be after 1891, because that's when it was founded. University. So somewhere after that, we think.
It would have literally been at about 1960.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't a lot of white kids at historically black colleges. I don't know. It
might be in a yearbook. I'm sure it would stand out.
Somebody actually called, though, Delaware State.
Yeah, so here's the quote from the college's director of news services, Carlos Holmes, told the Washington Times, quote, Vice President Biden did not attend DSU, end quote.
The end.
Wait, does he think that anyone's going to take a nanosecond to look that up?
Unbelievable. Why would you say that? I got started at Delaware State. Wait, what?
Man, I don't want to hear anything negative about Delaware State. They're my folks. he told these high school students.
They're my folks. Okay. Well, all right. Whatever.
That's weird, man.
Does he think he went to Delaware? Maybe he does. Maybe he thinks.
He's in South Carolina at a predominantly black high school talking about historically black colleges and universities. He must not think there's a video camera around that might transmit that video out to the world.
I don't know. That's pretty weird.
So weird. What a weird
The things he lies about are strange. Really strange, because sometimes it makes me wonder if he doesn't really believe it. Maybe he's convinced himself he went to an all-black college in 1960, 61-ish, somewhere around there. Wow, that's crazy. Oh
no, what?
Speaking of Black Lives Matter and black issues, a lot of people assume Black Lives Matter, or BLM, stands for Black Lives Matter.
Does it not?
It doesn't. It stands for something slightly different now.
What do we got?
We saw that video the other day, yesterday. Now it stands for Biden likes minors.
Yeah, sure
do
does.
We still have the little?
Oh no, the
video.
Video of the 8-year-old niece.
Why it would mean that? With the family when he swearing in.
Oh, we know he likes kids jumping on his lap and
he said so.
Touching his leg hair.
Joe Biden swearing in Senator Steve Daines of Montana, who's there with his family, the Daines Piaccese family. And this shows how Joe Biden is a master of misdirection. First, he tells the family to look up to distract them before the pinching. And as he's pinching, he says no serious dates till you're 30. Right now, you see his hand on her right shoulder, and then it moves down to her right breast as he forms a pinching shape, and then he pinches. Well, he says no serious dates until you're 30, causing her eyes to bug out. She steps to the left. She looks back and forth for someone to help and to see if anyone saw him do it. She's looking for someone to help her. See what Biden did? He got everyone to look up. He distracted them. And then while he's pinching the girl, he says no serious dates until you're 30, causing another relative of the girl to laugh. So he's got everyone distracted. Everyone thinks he's this funny, nice, affectionate guy. he pinched this girl. He molested this girl live on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that's creepy.
Yeah, and
that is really hideous.
And as your astute Pat heads pointed out on Twitter yesterday, also in that video, as he's with his right hand, he's got his left hand around the young woman. He's talking to her about the no serious dates till you're 30, and he's pulling her with her waist toward him. Oh, guy is a freak. He's a creep.
Yeah.
His hands
Big
are
time.
all over the place.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. It's so disturbing. All right. It'd be nice if he got asked about that, too, on the debate, but I'm sure he will not. Tonight's the first big presidential debate. Our coverage begins 8 o'clock Eastern Time with Stu Does America, the pre-show. I'll be part of that, and so will Glenn, I believe. At 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 Central, Blaze TV will carry the debate live on Blaze TV, Pluto TV, Channel 238, Facebook, YouTube. It's all over the place. And then 10:30 Eastern, Glenn, Stu, and me, along with Steve Dace and Dave Rubin, will react to the debates live. Special promo code DEBATE to get $20 off your annual subscription. So if you're not a member yet, you can watch for free at blazetv.com/YouTube, or if you can afford it, we'd love to have your support. This helps fund all kinds of things here at the Blaze. Join blazetv.com with the code DEBATE to get $20 off. Apparently there was an aggressive raccoon attack yesterday on multiple news crews outside the White House. Reporters for CBS News and other outlets were sent scrambling yesterday morning after an aggressive raccoon began attacking news crews.
I love this story so much.
Paula Reed was the first to break the news of the attack, which targeted one photographer and one correspondent.
Look, we got an image of the assailant right there. Artist rendering of the Thank you, Rob. It's the Avengers. I love this, man. That's good stuff.
The raccoon allegedly grabbed the pant leg of a photographer and then a correspondent before being fended off. So,
what's the process of getting a Presidential Medal of Freedom award
to a raccoon?
Yeah, because I mean, clearly he does not like journalists. So
No.
he's obviously astute.
Yeah, got good taste.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore name change. I guess have they been talking about maybe changing the name of Mount Rushmore?
Oh, somebody wants to.
It's unlikely, I guess, despite the proposal. A California resident has proposed changing the name of the Mount Rushmore monument to Igmu Tankapaha.
I'm sorry. Wait, what was
which
that
means
again?
Cougar Mountain.
Well, then just say Cougar Mountain. I mean, that didn't flow so well.
It was a name given to the mountain by the Lakota people, who also called it Tunkasila Sakpipaha.
No, we're gonna go with Igmu Kibid Sebed.
That means, well, the one I just said means Six Grandfathers Mountain.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't want to say that.
Senior researcher for the board told the publication that even if the request for renaming was approved, it would only apply to the mountain, not the monument. They'd still call it Mount Rushmore. Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
what are you going to do?
They changed McKinley to Denali, right?
Yeah, recently.
Obama got that done.
Yeah, he did.
That was one of those lame duck things.
What was the reasoning for that? Was McKinley not... Was he a terrible guy, or...
Well, he never climbed it.
He didn't climb it, no.
I think that's why.
That's true. He did not climb the mountain.
I don't know. I think that was the old Indian name, the Native American name of the mountain, I guess. So
Denali?
Yeah. So we went back to it.
So we went back.
It's kind of got a cool ring. At least it's not, Igmic, and I was a niner in there. So anyway, it worked.
Also coming up for Christmas, finally... I think we all have been clamoring for this. Finally, the Hallmark Channel for the first time ever. And how long have we been asking for this? They're finally doing an LGBTQIA2 plus movie.
All right.
For Christmas.
Good, because you and Jeffy and Stu, you guys
love these.
Hand in your man card. You love these Christmas movies starting in September 5th?
Yeah, about
roughly?
that.
Okay.
Roughly. Yeah. This movie will be entitled The Christmas House, starring Jonathan Bennett of Mean Girls. And it'll spotlight a story about a gay couple looking to adopt their first child. How beautiful.
That's cute.
How wonderful. Good. Our holiday table is bigger and more welcoming than ever. This year's movies reflect our most diverse representation of talent, narratives, and families, said Michelle Vicari. Executive Vice President of Programming. Our movies are rooted in warmth and positivity, meaningful connections, family gatherings, and seasonal traditions. A winning formula we hope will bring our millions of viewers much needed levity over the holidays and at the end of a tough year.
For sure.
All right. That's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful?
I think
it's not wonderful. That's wonderful.
Feel-good story of Christmas.
I say finally. That's what I say. Finally, you've done it. Hallmark, thank you.
How many Hallmark movies do you typically watch during the holiday season? Christmas
I don't know. 10?
Oh, that's it?
Maybe.
Oh, I would have thought.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
That seems like a lot.
That's a lot, but
That's a lot.
I was thinking maybe a couple dozen.
I mean, they do. I just said do.
You just said do. I heard it.
What, 39 last year? 39 new movies.
Oh, that's right. We had a count.
Yeah.
Does that story say how many?
39. I haven't seen it yet.
Because, I mean, you've got some watching to do to catch up, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because...
Let me see. It feels like there might be a number in there somewhere. Like 100 trillion billion.
Jillion?
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like it was higher than 39. Huh.
New movies for the year? That's 39 movies in 1 year is a lot.
That's
a
new.
lot
That was
of new
movies.
movies.
Gosh.
Yeah, new movies.
So what's their library?
Keep in mind,
up
they
to?
play nothing but that nonstop, round the clock. So 39 new movies is a lot, but that's not all they play.
When do they start that marathon?
I think it's usually
yesterday.
November.
Okay.
1st.
Maybe that's the date in there. I don't know. Let me find out when to Hallmark Christmas movies.
But here's a synopsis of the new LGBTQIA2 plus movie. Working through some difficult decisions, Mitchell family matriarch Phyllis and patriarch Bill have summoned their two grown sons, TV star Mike Mitchell and Brandon Mitchell, home for the holidays. It's their hope that bringing the family together to recreate the Christmas house will help them find resolution and make memorable holidays for the entire family and community. As Brandon and his husband Jake make the trip home, they're anxiously awaiting a call about the adoption of their first child.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Nice. Meanwhile, Mike reconnects with Andy, his high school sweetheart.
Hold on, how do you spell Andy?
A-N-D-I.
Oh, okay. I thought we had two gay couples in the same flick. I thought,
you can't.
Spread them out.
That's verboten. But next year, it'll be two gay couples.
Yeah.
This year, we're kind of mixing it up a little bit.
Okay.
So, but you've always got to have a guy or a girl reconnecting with their high school sweetheart every single
What are the plot
time.
line prerequisites then? So it's the reconnecting with the high school sweetheart.
I'm coming back from a big city, usually New York, to a small city where I grew up and I hate. Okay? While I'm there, I must connect with my high school sweetheart.
Where does this reconnection occur? Just some random location?
Oh, a lot of times at like a gift shop or a candy store or, it might be a holiday wrapping experience.
or maybe you're sitting down to eat alone at a little restaurant there in town.
And you just happen to bump into your old high school sweetheart who was just getting up from their own breakfast. And
they're
across
suffering,
your table.
and they're suffering from a personal tragedy that you step in and help with.
Right.
By the way,
Bob? Julie?
Bob and Julie. It's a
what are you doing here? Why? I'm sorry to hear about your husband. Terrible plane crash.
Yeah.
So
that was rough, right?
What do you think
I
we
heard
get
about it
together
on the news.
maybe tomorrow for, I don't know, we have a cup of coffee together or something.
But my husband's body is still warm. The crash was last night. You freak. Slap. I want that Hallmark movie. By the way, October 23rd is when your marathon begins
Oh
anew.
my gosh, October 23rd?
On the Hallmark Channel with 23 new original Christmas films set to debut.
They're slacking.
COVID probably screwed it up.
You're probably
I
right.
bet it was probably going to be about 50 this year.
You're probably right. All right. 888-900-3393. Got a tweet here from former Bill Clinton attorney Lanny Davis. Dear Red States, we're leaving. Oh, good.
Wait,
good.
We're leaving?
Don't get my freaking hopes up here.
Lanny Davis, tell me more.
We've decided we're leaving. We intend to form our own country. We're taking the other blue states with us.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. I mean, I'm
What, is this supposed to hurt?
I'm like, what?
How many times have we said, we'll give you the rest of it, we'll just keep Texas?
Yeah, this is our
And then we're
idea.
building a wall around it, and you can't come in here no matter what. Once everything collapses in your side, you're not coming to our, don't come crying to us.
No.
That's all we ask.
And don't be digging under, through, over, or around our big, beautiful wall either.
No. We do have guns. I know you guys don't like them, so don't come here. We've decided we're leaving, taking the other blue states. That includes Hawaii, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, and all the Northeast. Good.
Was he expecting
Goodbye.
pushback on this?
Bye-bye. Yes, of course. They think that hurts us.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Don't take California.
Wait, hold on. Put that back up. Is he taking Illinois, right? In Michigan. Okay, good. So
Yes.
we're getting rid of Chicago and Detroit.
Yes.
That's helpful. What else? We're getting rid of New York City, right? The
Seattle.
Northeast. Sure.
Thank
Seattle.
you. Goodbye.
Take it. Bye-bye.
Portland. Bye-bye. Los Angeles, San Francisco. See ya.
We'll throw in New Orleans, too.
Fine. Man, take them. We'll hang on to Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, Georgia.
I can just hear Brer Rabbit. No, please don't take all the blue states from us. I mean, good grief, man.
Could there be a better scenario than that?
So where do we sign on to this petition?
I don't
Get
know.
out and do it before November 3rd.
Yes, please. Elect anybody you want, any Marxist you want.
We don't care.
Elect Patricia Cullors, the founder of Black Lives Matter. She'd be perfect for you red states, or you blue states. I'm sorry, you blue states. I always think it should be the red because they're the communists.
The communists, exactly. I've told the story. I remember like in middle school, yes, I was a geek and I still am. I would choose the coverage on election night with whoever had the Democrat states red because that's how I associated it.
Yes. Well, that's how it should be.
Yes.
That's how it should be. But take the blue states and go with our blessing. It'd be fantastic.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's funny.
By the way, speaking of people that, thought they were going to hurt us and just haven't, I love how this meme has been turned around on The Rock. This is so great because The Rock just endorsed Biden. Mm-hmm. So this meme has surfaced. Rock endorsed Biden. Don't be dumb as a rock. Trump 2020. That's so perfect.
I mean,
so perfect.
He should have kept his mouth shut.
I love it. Also, a tweet from Kirstie Alley. Now, Kirstie, she thinks a little bit differently than the rest of Hollywood.
Okay.
She says Dems have spent 4 years resting, making false accusations. Resisting, obviously, making false accusations and trying to impeach. Instead of doing what they're paid good money to do, govern and create positive change. Trump works round the clock, acts swiftly and decisively, which usually results for the better. That's why I'm voting for him.
Oh, Kirstie Alley, huh?
Kirstie Alley. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Wow, add another.
That's our celebrity, Kirstie Alley.
Are we up to 4 conservatives now?
I think we got
in Hollywood.
Kirstie Alley.
Okay. Well, we got
Donny Osmond.
Okay, Tom Selleck still count?
Yes, if he's still on board.
Mel Gibson-ish?
Mel Gibson-ish. Although, yikes.
Okay, we'll take that one off the ledger.
Sylvester Stallone. You don't care. Is Stallone still... He's Republican, right?
Really? He is?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, that's a
Gary Sinise.
Oh,
We got him going for us. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Talk about the debate.
James Woods.
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.